Yes. So in the last class we have discussed about what was pie chart. Till pie chart we have discussed, right? So we are now dealing with the presentation of data, how to present the collected data in various forms. So the first one was tabular representation, right? So in tabular representation we have discussed about what was simple table and what was complex table. Then we moved on to the diagrammatical representation, which one in that we have discussed two things, that is the bar diagram as well as the pie diagram, right? So bar diagram is the bars in between, you have a equal gap in between the bars of the diagram. Then pie diagram is when you depict the whole data in a single circle. So we have discussed about how to depict the data in the circle. That is, see this, if this is a circle, the data which you have got, you are going to take it to the percentage of 360 degree, right? So 360, if it is 15 it is given, if it is 15 given, you will take as 15 divided by 100 into 360. Then you will depict that into the pie diagram. Okay, so like see, like this. If it is more here you have to show, you will just show like that. Then like this, you will divide the data into pie diagram. So I think you remember. So we will move on now. Now the next part or the next diagrammatical representation we have to deal with is histogram. I hope you are you are familiar with histogram, I guess, because in 10th and 9th grade around we study in mathematics. So histogram. Histogram is actually same as bar diagram, but only one difference is there in between, that is they don't have that gap in between. All the in histogram, all the bars are actually adjacent to each other. Okay, they are actually stuck to each other. That is actually, I have to say like that. So we will just do a histogram question and see. So histogram is, it is the see, when the grouped frequency distribution data are presented graphically in the form of rectangles, and you will get a histogram that is stuck together. You don't have gap in between the histograms. Okay, so just we will deal with the diagram. I have a question here. Question is, we will take daily wage. So daily wage we will take, that is 60 to 70, then 70 to 80, 80 to 90, and 90 to 100, one more is there, 100 to 110, and you will get the workers. Workers numbers are 5, 10. This is frequency actually, 30, 15 and 5. Let us see how we will depict this in the histogram. Yes. Now draw x-axis, y-axis. Okay. So now we have to take the scales. Here this class interval, this daily wage will come here. So you have to take, see here it is not coming from 0. So you have to leave a gap here. You have to start from here. This is 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, this is, no, yes, 90 to 100 and 100 to 110. This one is not needed. So in this scale you will take the frequencies, that is the number of workers. So here if you see, you have this is 5 stable, or even if you take 10s also it is well and good, but the diagram will come very small. So for an ideal size of the diagram we will take 5 scale. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this is our scale. So now we will do So here now first take the 60-70 class interval. 60-70 class interval. The frequency is 5. So just mark 5 here. You can. This you have. There is no gap in between. So what you have to do is you have to start from. You have to go with the next thing. Next class interval you have to touch. There should not be any gap in between. Okay, understood? So next one, see 70 to 80. 70 to 80, we have to take 10. The same thing itself, you have to take 10 and extend it to next class. Understood? Next, 80 to 90, 30. 80 to 90, 30 is here. So 80 to 90. Understood? Next is 90 to 100. 90 to 100 is 15. 90 to 100 is 15. Understood? Next, 100 to 110 is 5. It's 5 again. So, to the next. So, you have to draw one extra deviation or this thing. The division for the class interval. So this is the histogram for you. And here, so here this is the histogram. And now if you take, now we are moving on to the next thing, that is the frequency polygon. Now if you take all the mid, just mark all the mid values of the histogram. What you see. Okay, we have marked all the mid values of the series. Then now what is to be done is use scale, then join all these things. Since I don't have a big scale, I am not using a scale. You have to use the scale and join these points. See, like this. You have to use scale. Okay. Now the thing is, you have to actually this is to be what is it? This is to be touched in the x-axis. So just extend like this. Understood? This is now you looking like a polygon, right? So this is frequency polygon. So we have taken frequency polygon. Next thing is frequency polygon. It is a curve. It is a geometrical diagram which connects the midpoints of the tops of each rectangles in the histogram. Understood? So it connects the midpoints of the tops of rectangles in the histogram. So that is frequency polygon. What is it? Frequency polygon. So this is frequency polygon. So from histogram we will derive frequency polygon. So what is histogram? I hope you got the idea of histogram. So histogram means it is the bars which connects with each other. You don't have any gaps in between the bars like bar diagram. That is the only difference. But when you draw, you have to be very careful because see, when you take this 80, if you are drawing for 80 to 90, you will already have something connected to 80 to 90. Just you have to extend that. That is enough. Okay. So like that it will look like. Don't take next and get confused. So that is it. Frequency polygon means it is the diagrammatical representation or diagrammatical diagram, or you could say curve, which connects all the midpoints of the rectangles, top of rectangles in the histogram. So these are the things that we have discussed now. Okay. In the next in the next video we will discuss about ogives. Okay.